The sterile walls of Site Number echoed with the distant hum of fluorescent lights, a reminder of the unwelcoming environment I had found myself in. My name is Marcus, a researcher assigned to the containment unit of SCP-023. I've spent countless hours observing the creature, a large, shaggy canine with fur as black as night, and those haunting orange-red eyes that seemed to burn through the darkness. The first time I saw it, I felt a chill crawl up my spine. I still can't shake off that feeling. Our protocols are strict, designed to protect us from the horrors of this entity. It's said that anyone who locks eyes with SCP-023 will face a grim fate, a death within 1 year, either for themselves or a family member. I can't help but think about my own family, the 2 little girls waiting for me at home. They're my world. And yet, here I am, standing mere meters from a creature that could doom us all. I remember the day SCP-023 broke containment. It was a routine check. Everything seemed normal until the alarms blared, cutting through the silence like a knife. Security footage revealed the creature phasing through walls, a grotesque blur of black fur, incinerating everything in its path. I watched in horror as it materialized at the intersection of 2 corridors, the false doors we had set up doing nothing to contain its terror. That day, I learned something crucial. The moment I looked into its eye sockets, I felt a strange pull, an instinctive urge to keep staring. It was as if SCP-023 wanted me to see something. It was a seductive darkness, whispering promises of power and knowledge. But I resisted. I had to. I had my family to think about. Days turned into weeks, and the unease grew. I'd find myself waking up in cold sweats, nightmares of the creature lurking just beyond my bedroom door. The thought of my daughters brought me back to reality, reminding me that one misstep could lead to their demise, and I kept my distance, following every protocol meticulously. Yet, that nagging feeling wouldn't leave me. I had to know more about SCP-023. I couldn't shake the curiosity that gnawed at me like a hungry beast. I began to study the reports, the autopsies of those who had made eye contact. They showed no outward signs of harm, but their insides, ashes, compacted as if burned at an unimaginable temperature. How could something so horrifying exist in our world? And why was it targeting families indiscriminately? Then came the day I found myself in the containment unit alone. My colleagues were busy elsewhere, and I was tasked with replacing the inserts in SCP-023's eye sockets. It was sunset, just as the protocols dictated. With trembling hands, I reached for the rubber inserts, my heart racing. I glanced at the creature, and for a fleeting moment, I felt a connection. It was as if it understood my fear, my hesitation, and I could see the orange glow flickering in its sockets. I quickly inserted the first plug, but my thoughts spiraled out of control. What if I was wrong? What if the family I loved was already in danger? Then it happened. I caught a glimpse of its eyes just for a second. A surge of adrenaline coursed through me, and I immediately turned away, my breath hitching in my throat. I had done the one thing I swore I wouldn't, made eye contact. The weight of my mistake settled in my chest like a stone. A year passed in a blur of anxiety and dread. I clung to my family, showering them with love, while secretly fearing the worst. I often watched my daughters play, convinced that one day I would lose one of them to the fate I had unwittingly sealed. I thought about quitting, but the Foundation had its hooks in me, and I couldn't abandon my post or my family. The day of reckoning arrived unexpectedly. I was at home, watching my daughters laugh and play in the yard, their joy a bittersweet reminder of what was at stake. As the sun dipped below the horizon, A knock echoed through the house. My heart raced as I opened the door, expecting to see someone from the Foundation, someone to deliver the news I dreaded. Instead, I was met with a police officer, his face grave. "Sir, we had a call about a disturbance nearby," he said, but I barely heard him. My mind raced as I recalled the incident reports, the tragic fates that befell families linked to SCP-023. I suddenly felt sick. "Your wife, she's been found. I'm so sorry," the officer continued. I felt the world tilt beneath me, the ground dissolving into a void. My heart shattered as I realized the truth. I had been the one to look into the eyes of SCP-023, and now this was the price. But as I crumbled to the floor, I caught a glimpse of my daughters behind me, their laughter ringing out. They were safe. I had made eye contact, but they had been spared. Then it hit me, a wave of realization crashing over me. The family I thought I would lose had been untouched, while I had sacrificed my wife. The randomness of SCP-023's selection had played out in the cruelest way possible. I had saved my daughters but lost everything else. And in that moment of despair, I understood something dark and twisted. It had chosen me to bear the burden, to live with the knowledge that I was the one who had looked too deeply into the abyss.